gentlemen. We are finally getting into the game. It is going to be compLexity up against x6tence Galaxy here. We've got the hometown heroes of the Swedish up against the North American team of compLexity. And I think this is going to be fun. We've obviously broken this down already for a little bit of time, but we're ready to go into it on Mirage.
Yeah, Mirage is always interesting. Mirage, as Pim said on the desk, is a map that really allows for individual duels and players who can step up individually on their own to change the game. So I'm really looking forward to see who can bring that for these both teams. But now we go live. compLexity versus x6tence. 2 flashbangs and a kit on Sinkin. And that's all. Knock in middle. Will be taken out initially by Android.
What an opening kill. What a way to start off your LAN. Not fun for Nork. compLexity already sitting a man up, and they've taken control of the jungle as well. This opens up the A bomb site. x6tence set up for retake, but they're losing men left and right. Barbar's been killed, rotating in through window. And so now 3 players rather coming from the CT spawn. Shazam dodges a flashbang, but he doesn't dodge a bullet. Popsky finds 2. That bomb's in the open. compLexity have good post plants for it, but they're now down a man. The retake is well and truly on, and they've got the kit on Zinkin as well to jump on that bomb. Android needs to go running in. He does do it once. Stanislaw helping out, and just like that, it's a solo man trying to force a peek, but he can't land the shot behind it. Zinkin surely running out of options here. compLexity seemingly grasping this pistol round with both hands.
Not working out for them, even though the initial 3-man push through CT smoke actually works. Somehow, some way they get into the site, but after that, the post-plant positions are just too good for x6tence.
Yeah, nice long ranges, of course, and yeah, a good attempt from x6tence considering they're in a 5-on-3, right? Flashing through that CT spawn, good position from Shazam, and the fact that he dodges the flashbang and still Popsky finds 2 kills just shows the individual talent, something that we expect to be shown from these Swedes. They are known in this region for being so damn good.
And also I like the fact that he just runs through that smoke with no fear whatsoever. Like, he runs in with the confidence saying, okay, I'm just going to win this duel. Whatever comes up, I'm going to take it. And that's very important when you play against a team that's better than you on paper and on the ranking. You gotta not give them any quarter whatsoever. Stanislaw is doing the exact thing right now. He knows he's up against pistols, just pushing in double kill with the MAC-10 and a couple of kills with the UMP-45 on Stanislaw 3 to be exact.
Stan loves the UMP on this map. We'll see him do that all the time. And there's rounds where we see compLexity on eco where Stan will actually just buy an AK and give it over to someone, and then he'll take a UMP in the follow-up buy round because he doesn't mind just running fast cat and try and get entries on B with it. And it's actually fairly successful, so keep your eye on that. They will be running the bonus round here in number 3. x6tence pulling in those full M4s. No AWP yet to be seen for either side, but that will be coming through later. We have got that AWPing prowess for either team. It's going to be that battle of Nork versus Shazam.
Also, we have no kits on the CT side. They opted to go for smokes on all players instead and Molotov on one of the players. So wanted to go utility heavy, but not really focusing on that kit. So that means that they'll probably have to win straight up duels as compLexity is setting up for B take. Pretty standard B explosion with smokes. Android setting it up here. And Plopsky now going to be in danger.
Yeah, he's the only man here as well. That's a big problem. He does a good bit of damage. Actually, Barbar's on short, but he's been cut off by the utility of compLexity. So a man up, and compLexity mollied up in the apartments. They've got to get out. They've got to get this bomb right down, but they can't pass Popsky. He's found himself another. Shazam and Android eventually trading things back, and now compLexity have equalized this situation. The bomb can be planted. And as you said, Riss, no kits. This is going to make things very difficult as x6tence try and come in for the retake here. Zinkin giving away his position. That boost comes up on Cap, but Nork is already there, and he's found the kill. The player on top of the cinder box has not been spotted, but Zinkin certainly has as the aggression from Def pays off and puts compLexity back in a doable situation. The nade chunking down, Android peeking out, and he doesn't need to fight now because Nork, he's got to close the distance, damage in through the box, but this cross should be held by Def. It's not. Only tagging coming in. Nork finds a frag. He can win this round single-handedly, but he's got to get on that bomb right here, right now, and there's just no time left. It's seeming like Def is going to pick it up. And compLexity saved the round at the end of the day, 3-0 by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, and to some extent, not having a kid actually burns him this round, because if he had a kid, he could either go straight for the defuse and hope for the T to push him, or just take the straight-up duel. He could fake that. But something that you really never expect on a T side when this buy comes in, when you know pressure the economy, is for the CT side to have kits. Because if they want to go for 2 kits, they have to have 2 less smokes. And you don't want to have 2 less smokes in that first buy round. So that's why he plays that from the window as he does, and it works out in the end. Just a small investment of a kit changes the whole outcome of a round.
Yeah, compLexity are going for it again, but straight into the B bomb site with SMGs. Pistols on x6tence, not too heavy of a buy, and you can see the effects of that. It's gone pretty much nowhere. 1 frag to Ye, and it's instantly traded. That's worthwhile for compLexity. A bomb down, and essentially the round solidified at this point.
Yeah.
It's not going to be much x6tence can do to get back into this one.
3-0. It's about to become 4-0 as Borten and Senkin not going to have a big chance of getting anything done. If they can, maybe get an exit frag, but if compLexity are smart, they're going to rotate the MAC-10 and the UMP out first, and if they die, they can just refrag with the AKs and M4s.
And one thing you have to be aware about if you are Existence coming into this game is the tendency to hit B for compLexity. They just love this B site so much. So we're going to be seeing a lot of fast B plays, a lot of these kind of SMG rounds in the anti-ecos especially. So Existence can't afford to go for heavy stacks towards the A bomb site. If anything, I'd like to see more early round setup, or more early heavy setups towards that B bomb site. Maybe play retake on A, run a CT spawn AWP on Nork. We'll see how they adjust. For now, compLexity are 4-0 in this matchup on that T side, so a strong start. But this buy round's coming back in here for the Swedes, and they've got the AWP double.
They got the kits as well, they got all the utilities. So this is the first real buy from Existence, where we see exactly what they can bring to the table. And compLexity, of course, respecting it, surviving with only 2 players with full weaponry, so they're going to have the full buy as well. Op on Shazam. And as you said, double up on CT side, 3 ops in the server right now. Something we do see a lot on Mirage. plopsky does eat a nade. Down to 52 HP. And with potential pressure with not only smokes, but also flashbang timings coming in, this is going to be rough for him.
Yeah, and Barbar's got to rotate already off of the Cat. The peek from plopsky finds 2. There's the trade. These smokes come down once again for compLexity, and that renders the AWP completely useless from this position. Barbar falling back, trying to find a different angle, but he doesn't catch the man with the bomb moving out of the apartments. That could have been such a big kill. But now, still, a 4-on-3 and a retake coming in with a hot flank from the apartment. Zinken can make this one work. I don't know if he's been spotted. Yes, he has. Shazam finding a crucial kill as well. He goes back in for more, but receives the tag. Needs to be very careful on this angle, and he's not being able to close out any more frags, but he will reposition in the middle of the site. Watching that market exit and trying to catch players as they move out, but these are big whiffs right now. However, it may not be a problem as Existence. They don't look like they want to go for it. They want to fall back. 2 AWPs here on the retake. Not going to be doable. Yeah,
and even though he misses a couple of shots, the way that he just announces his presence and makes sure there's an AWP in this angle who can't push in directly is actually even more dangerous. Just the fear of him being there is actually holding them back from retaking his side. So yes, there's a couple of misses, but in the big picture, they win the round, and that's the most important thing. Win it with 3 players as well. And one thing now that the guys from Existence have to watch out for is that 2 times compLexity have been running this pretty much standard, 2 variations of the same standard B execute, with smokes toward market window and the smoke wall toward short. They have to be ready for this. Either they have to play 3 on B initially, or push aggressively, or do something else, like quick rotations from short or something, because they can do this B explosion until Existence does something straight up to counter it. And they're going to do that. They're going to keep doing that. Now they're going to take mid control, probably going to start in a default like right now, and then in 30 seconds groove up and do another B hit.
Yeah, I mean, it was something we were expecting, and even Barbar was caught up on short this time. Great flashbang from Stan. The spray finally converting the kill. Barbar dead again, this time in the B apartments.
So I like the idea of what Barbar is doing. I just think doing it without a refrag combo is not ideal. Let's just put it like that.
Well, there's the refrag combo risk. A little bit late to the party is plopsky, and Zinken does manage to trade things back, but it's still a dire situation in compLexity. I'm sure they're confident this B site is fairly untouched right now. It is. Zinken trying to turn the tide of battle in the window, but he's been smoked off. He's got to hear these footsteps, but knowing is half the battle.
They're just going to run in.
Yeah. They've lost the bomb site.
Yeah, the site has been taken. There's no real reason to waste utility that you can either bring into the next round or use in the post plan. Shazam going for a wide peak, wanting to shut down eventual players who can rotate away, which is not a bad call. But in this situation, they can't afford to lose anymore. compLexity have to survive with these 3 members too. Make sure the economy grows, even though, yes, they're going to be 6-0. Just keeping that economy on a high point throughout the whole first half is a good way to go through it.
Well, the value of that is when you eventually do lose a round, you're not going to get reset straight away, right? Yep. Like if compLexity keep their money in good order, if Existence finally find their first on the CT side, compLexity can just bounce back and reset them, break that CT money that we know is such a hassle.
And yeah, Gurn, in my opinion, a bit too aggressive in this situation. They're out hunting right now. You see also the Def is hunting with the AWP. I kind of don't agree with this in this situation. Yes, they have a lot of money. They're going to be up around 10K, but there's just no reason. They're going to be so defensive. These 2 last CTs, they know they have to survive, so they're just going to be in pretty much 1v1 duel settings where they'll always have the advantage. So I don't see any reason for going hunting in this scenario. Maybe in a couple of rounds, well, they'll be on max and there'll be 4 players surviving. Yes, you can hunt because then it doesn't matter if you lose money. But in this scenario, I would probably wait a bit.
Stan looked so ready for both those kills on the B site. Almost like after they got that mid pick from Shazam, they kind of expected some B aggression, right? It's the first round they haven't just charged in through the apartment. So Stan sets up a pop flash, catches the AWP moving through apps. And now we're going to have to see a tactical pause. Good time for it.
Yeah, pretty good. Like, this is around usually when you want to take that first time out as a coach. If nothing is just going your way as CT, you're just getting pummeled everywhere. You want to make sure that, okay, we know exactly what the counter is. If the in-game leader doesn't have the right idea about what to do, you give him some inspiration. Okay, this is what we could do, this is what we could do, and then he can make a decision. That's the most important thing as a coach, especially if you have the setup that I predict that x6tence have with a very strong in-game leader. You don't want to undermine him. You want to give him inspiration and ideas, and then he can make the choice. Because then the players still believe in his in-game calling. If the coach come in and overrules something, that can, especially with neuro players, like, that can make them lose faith in IGL, and you never want to like have that happen in a LAN game.
Oh, compLexity switching up things here, going for the A play. It's a retake setup, which is not really a problem for x6tence. If they can find one pick before these smokes go down, and compLexity push before they bloom, maybe things are doable on the retake. For now, it's not like they can really contest that bomb site. The CT spawn covered, the Molotovs are down. Sandwich and balcony going to be covered by that, so compLexity get a free bomb plant, and they're going to be so good in this. You might even see a late mid-wrap to try and catch out if they have an open bomb plant, so Zinc are going to be very aware of that factor, but compLexity are just sticking to their guns for the time being, staying within the confines of the bomb site, not even too pushed into ramp. Nork's going to be coming from the CT spawn, but he's got to be careful with this close peek. There's a flashbang, and Stan is there. He even gets 3. That is ridiculous from the in-game leader of compLexity, shutting down any possibility of this retake.
Looking very rough for x6tence.
Yeah.
Basically, compLexity coming in with some pretty solid executes, with some pretty solid smoke placements and timings on the Molotovs and pushes. And x6tence just get locked out of the bomb site. And the second they try to retake, the flash timing is perfect from the stand. He has 1 footstep, I think, and then he calls for the flashbang, gets the flashbang, boom, straight into CT, 3 kills. The round is done. Like, after that, there's no way.
Yeah, this is a beating right now, Riz.
Yeah.
There's no other way of putting it. 7-0.
Apart from that 3-man push through smoke in the pistol round where they actually got side control, I have not seen anything yet for x6tence to make any sort of like thought in my head that, okay, they can actually come back and have a chance in this game. I need to see something way different.
Yeah, it's got to happen one day, and maybe it is that day right now. We've got the AWP back in the hands of Nork, but been fairly slow so far for him. Well, for everyone really for x6tence. No one's stepping above and beyond. Had that 2K from Popsky in the pistol. They have pushed deep into B. He's got to be careful. There's another man on the edge of that smoke. Nades trying to force him back, but no one takes any damage. In the meantime, Zinkin gets aggressive down on ramp and gets a little bit of information for it.
This is what I was talking about, like the double refrag push into some position. That was what Barbar did alone. You need to have 2 guys, because if the first aggressive guy dies, the second guy can come in with a refrag. And they're doing it correctly this time. Sadly for x6tence, there's no one there, so they're not going to get a kill. But they get the map presence early on, they get the information that ramp is clear. That means that now they can push Palace. Now they're going to be about to clear both positions, and that leaves Nok to focus on the connector, which is the correct area.
Yeah, he's got to go back again, though, as a second player in position. Nork can't catch him out from the top of the ticket booth. compLexity can still hit this B bomb site though, but x6tence should somewhat expect it with the Palace push coming through. Zinkin going to spot that man in the spawn. Good timing. Yeah, he's going down as well, and time is ticking out of the hands of compLexity, who have actually given up on this B bomb site due to that early A aggression, but we've not seen a heavy rotation yet. However, it might need to come through. Shazam's already taken down Borton. He's going to go in through the Molotov into the hands of Nork. This Orb stepping up from the CT spawn, and it's not done just yet, but the bomb's been cut down in the Palace. Android now the only man left up, and he's sort of go bounding back up that balcony if he wants any chance of winning this round, but I don't think Nork is going to give him the satisfaction. 3 kills from the AWP player on x6tence. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, very nicely done, and this once again like shows you if you get that early map control. So first they take ramp, get information, no one's there. Okay, we have that one cleared. Nok, you can focus on connector, then we're going to push through Palace. And then they push up Zinkin in this position where you can basically take 1v1 duels in his favor so far into Palace, while they still have 1 player watching connector. So due to that early information, they actually are in a situation where they can take the best duels everywhere on that A bomb site. That's perfect.
Fast mid play. I don't think Popsky spots the pass, and he's going to get caught out. The nade will get some martyrdom damage, but not going to be worth its while. Plopsky's dead now already. This is not how you want to start off a round when you could be getting your economy reset. x6tence have to be very, very careful, because apart from Zinkin, they have no money in the bank.
Real unfortunate. They wanted to go for the nade stack, but they got basically out-timed by compLexity's push into mid. I really like the way of going for an nade stack either towards chair, towards top mid as CT. In this kind of very important round, you can get that utility damage down before the round is actually started. But in this situation, compLexity just had the perfect counter with taking mid control so quickly.
You can see how scared Existence are of that B bomb site as well. The apartments being a bit fearful. They've actually rotated a third player into the market. And a short peek gets spotted as Android climbs up connector. That should maybe force a rotate back towards A, because now compLexity have a lot of control up towards that bomb site. They're going to be bringing the bomb in through ramp.
They're leaving North to drive. They don't want to play retake. And it looks like he's going into CT, so they're playing it retake. That's smart.
Yeah, not committing to anything too early on. You don't want to be in a 5-on-3, but it might just happen. Nork does catch that push. Stan not getting the flash timing this time. There's a second one coming through. Nork going to be primed and ready. The zoom is heard, and the repeat won't come through as the bomb plant comes down for compLexity. 4-on-4 on the retake. That Molotov's going to force a player out into the open, but Nork can't hit the shot. Great work from Ye. This keeps compLexity in it to the man advantage, and Def has done the damage down short as well. Bottom caught on that rotate. 2 AWPs left up. That's not happening, Risk.
Yeah, no real reason to go for this. The problem is that Android is here and he's out for blood. Barbar with a nice shot, though. 5 HP.
Yeah, that's a real kicker, but look at Def. He's not done with this one just yet. He knows that they've been constantly saving these AWPs, so if he can take that away, that would be so valuable for his team. And he's found one, the high HP player as well. Does he expect the second? The tag is there, but so is Def. Raining death in from above, but Barbar catches him from down below. Ye's not going to be able to find him in time. 8-1, the reset still coming through, and only 1 AWP saved. We already talked about how the money was in tatters for Existence. What are they going to do here? Yeah,
so even though, first of all, like they might just buy around it, but I don't think they're going to do that. Let's wait and see. But I actually, thinking about this, once again, I like the idea of what compLexity doing, because technically it's not smart pushing 2 players in when your economy is not like above 10K. But what they do here is that they psychologically just imprint themselves in the minds of Galaxy that no matter what you do, where you're going to go, where you're going to try and hide, we're going to come for you. And that just leaves them so mentally scarred after that duel that, oh, they're always going to be around that next corner. So like basically breaking their confidence in situations where it doesn't cost them that much because their economy is on that good of a situation. Very aggressive.
Look at this, though. Existence had a heavy B stack at the start of the round, but there's a fake being thrown in on A right now, and due to the Palace push coming in from Zinken, he's calling for the rotate. Yep. Luckily enough, Existence realized soon enough that that is a fake, and they rotate the AWP back towards B, a big factor here for shutting down the real push, but Ye in the backline still being a bit of a nuisance, still trying to force rotations, and he's done exactly that. Barbar's moved out of position. This makes that B site even more lucrative, but it's not committed just yet with the bomb backing off into middle.
With that 1 kill coming in, Existence realized that they have to play 2-2. That's basically what they're doing. They're playing close headshot angles towards B. Stanislav, if he peeks out here, he's probably going to get a bad time. Stan is completely ready for it, but they're 2 deagle angles. Gets kind of hard for him.
The bomb's still here, though, but the AWP is not. They close the distance. Popsky's going to hear the footsteps, but it's too little too late. Android finds a double. And just like that, the site is open, the round is over, and Def is already here. We even have Ye all the way in the spawn as well, so there's no way they're going to get away with this AWP, surely. Middle of the site position, there it goes. Def already found the headshot, just like that. It's Budden alone, and he's only got a deagle.
Yeah, they just want to get this kill and just destroy his confidence, and they do that, 9-1. And just like the confidence is destroyed, so pretty much just the results for this first half for Existence Galaxy, like this is not working out for them, to say the least.
Yeah, this is not what I expected from this team. I was hoping for a little bit more. That being said, I don't want to take it away from compLexity, and they're looking damn fine right now. Some nice executes, good mid-round calling. They're not walking into these bomb site stacks, and they're doing their fakes well. Despite the information gained from Existence, they are not going to be able to get around. That mid-smoke blocked, and that will lead for an underpass push. Def might hear it, but they actually start sneaking. It's going to be Android tasked with watching down the stairwell. This could be huge. This could be such a big flank for Existence.
Well, then, let's see if he can get it done. Might hear this flashbang. Smokes it up, he gets the information. So this is the push timing now. Fully perfect.
And 2 kills come of it as well. Popsky's still on the bomb site. He's holding down with his life. He's dropped that bomb as well. Android not expecting the flank despite the underpass push. That's a big error from him. Stanislaw is now the only man left up in a 1-on-5, and although compLexity have been good so far, surely this one is a bit unrealistic. Flashing his way through the underpass, but it won't catch Barbar. He's going to find the shot. Actually, he was blind, but won't make a difference. Still a round coming through for Existence, but Risk, it's a 9-2.
Yeah. So the 2 rounds that they've won, Existence, have been on the back of aggressive pushes, either towards ramp or palace on A, or towards underpass here towards B. So what you can read from that is basically Existence in their standard default CT setups, that's not enough to counter what compLexity throws. So they have to throw in some extra kind of gambit, some extra kind of like setup in order to counter them. I think they know this by now, so they're going to be playing aggressively for the rest of the CT side, and it works out for them. Barbar straight out into mid, taking the fearless duel, and Shazam will be going down. And now this is becoming a problem for the money on compLexity. Yes, it's not over just yet. They have another buy, and maybe with the Force they have another one after that if they lose. But if Existence Galaxy can get on 9-6 right now, this is still salvageable.
Definitely. They've learned to not let compLexity play their own game, as that's when things get problematic.
Yeah, it's basically what happens when every team in the world plays Astralis, and they let them play their own execute game. No one can beat them, but if you're Existence Galaxy against also a very tough opposite, that's a 6-shot from Shazam. You gotta be able to at least challenge them.
That was Stan, in fact. Shazam went down early and middle, so...
Stan taking over the ult and the duties.
Not even the secondary open for the team, but he gets it done.
Doesn't care.
9-2 and a man advantage for compLexity here. They're going back to that A-bomb site. And again, another unfortunate rotation from Existence. This has been happening time and time again. We've got a bit of a Palace push from bottom, but Nork is tasked with watching that CT wrap in through the potential market push. Bottom actually holding underneath the Palace, and this execute going to be set up from compLexity.
compLexity have plenty of Molotovs, so I would expect them to throw a Molotov either from Def here or just straight from A-ramp. This position is so good if it's not Molotov, but let's wait and see.
Norg, most utility ready to support his teammate. It's a wide peek from bottom, but he finds two. Flicking back round is going to be the trade, but the Molotov has just killed Android. That's a team kill, and there's only 15 seconds left up. Barbar is already here, but does Def know? The flashbang's good, the shot is better. Def went for the closed-in plant, probably the safest option there, considering he didn't know where Barbar was coming from, but it's going to be well read, and the round will be won by Existence. They're keeping themselves in this game for now.
Nicely played by Bot. He identifies the fact that his position is very strong, but they have a lot of utility, so he's probably going to be mollied out. So the second that he hears the molly being thrown, he just rotates in and plays a headshot angle towards A-ramp. He gets 2 for 1 basically on that, and that allows his team to come in and win the round. Of course, very sad to see someone dying to their own team's Molotov. That's always bad, but here comes the B push. Plopsky ready, spraying away, and gets the first kill.
Yeah, the AWPs here as well. That smoke going to leave a bit of a gap, and Barbar will take it instantly, finding 2 rather. Plopsky going back to the bench. This is a great off angle for a one-and-done spot, and he's done exactly that, dropping the bomb, and just like that, it's a 2-man defense towards B that locks it down.
And this is the economy that I was talking about like 5 rounds ago, where like they constantly kept pushing and they wanted to pretty much destroy the confidence of Existence at the cost of basically losing some of their economy. In this round, that's where they would have needed this economy, all these extra AKs.
And one of the big differences as well is when we saw those early B plays from compLexity, Barbar was up on short, so he was cut off by the smokes and had to play retake, and they always gave up on the retake. This time he plays inside the site, buddy system with Plopsky, and both of them find 2 and 3 kills respectively. So nice to see Existence adjusting their setups due to compLexity's B aggression. And now we've only got pistols here for the North Americans. This double up's still going to be in play as well, so that's really nice to play up against these close-range pistols, and Barbar needs to be aware of that. Cannot afford to go down on this corner, so Plopsky coming in for support. They negate the B apartments, but that for now won't be an issue with this mid-control from compLexity. Plopsky gets 1, and just like that, falls off, safe.
Yeah. And that's exactly like how you got to play it. Nok even playing in CT spawn almost.
Yeah, I mean, this is the round that you want to give compLexity room because they're on pistols. If you allow them to go for these window boosts, take a 1-for-1 from CT like that, you're going to win it 9 out of 10 times. Off angles taken from Existence and catching out these T-sided pistol players. Barbar's now going to be holding onto that market, and this is a good spot. Although compLexity have smoked this time after time, because it's an eco, they don't have a smoke for this position. And while the bomb's coming out ramp, this lurk, I don't think it will find too much.
Good timing on the Molotov. Holding them back on the ramp. Easy kill for Barbar with no smoke. And now they're going to push up. There's going to be no contest. It doesn't matter. Spartan will get the kill, and now Hugo. We're pretty close to that 9-6 I was talking about.
Yeah, that's come through ever since it was, what, 9-2, and you called it, and then now we're at 9-5. This has gone swimmingly from Existence in the past few rounds, Risk, but they're not done just yet. We do have one more buy before the half is concluded. It's compLexity back on that AWP from Shazam. He had a couple of opening picks early on into the game, but he slowed down since then, so we'd like to see that AWP try and find some more success, try and find one of these opening picks, but Nork, he's not going for the traditional mid-play. He's rushing underpass, and he might come face-to-face with another player. Android getting picked up early on. Huge kill to start off the round.
And he smokes it off as well. locks it down. CT player on B side rotates away from the initial duel. Def is even taking damage from the Molotov here. This is actually a really nice setup from Barber and plopski. They're just holding away and making sure that no one can push in. They're giving them space, but not enough space to do anything with it.
And again, playing retake on A, they've got a heavy B setup with 2 players committed inside of the site, and Zinken, he'll be forced out of A. Molotov goes down, but safely falling back towards the CT spawn. That's a nice peek from Ye. He catches out bottom. That now turns the tide of battle a little bit more in the favor of compLexity. They're still down a man, however. That smoke's good. It might elude the fact that they don't know that Ye's pushed up into the jungle in existence. Even though they come in through the connector, they've got to be aware of both sides. That bomb plant coming through, and plopski waiting for the smoke to fade, but it's not got too much longer left. Stan waiting again for the CT push, but Ye has a flashbang for it. Unfortunately, not positioned to help him get into that position. Zinken going to give away his spot with the Molotov. Shazam finds a kill. Zinken shoots away, and Stan going to take him down. Just like that, finally plopski comes through the smoke, eventually fading in the connector. But Shazam's still on the bomb site, and he's hitting all these shots in the post plant. Second kill coming through, and the third. Finishing off the half there in style for compLexity. They take the 10-5 after all. It got a bit shaky, but they finally finish it off.
Great beginning from compLexity and a great way to shut it down. But I have to say, nice middle correction from x6tence to basically get pummeled in the beginning and then finding out, okay, what are the problems? What are these fixes we need to deploy? And then doing exactly that, playing around it, playing aggressively almost every single round. They found out, okay, if we give these players space, they're just going to execute on us, going to take map control and execute, and we can't do anything against that. We have to attack them before they get to that execute position. And that's why we saw almost every single CT round, someone tried to make a play aggressively. It was down through underpass with the AWP, if it was the 2-man stack underpass, if it was the push towards A ramp or Palace. Every single round they tried to do something and it worked out. And
now the question is, do compLexity do the same thing, right? They showed a lot of confidence early on to the game. They went for 5 B rushes in a row. Are they going to do the same thing on the CT side? Are they going to bring the heat in middle? That'd be nice to see on this pistol round. Try and catch out these Ts. Don't let them play their own game. That's the classic.
Hey, get up in their face in that top mid.
Yeah.
Like, come in, especially if you win the pistol, come in with the MP9s. Just push that, take mid control completely away from them. And to be honest, like with compLexity and how confident they are, the setup that they have, I wouldn't expect any less than just them just completely going aggressive all over the map.
Well, we've got 3 on A. Pretty lax mid defense, but this is a bit of a stack under the balcony. Android drawing in the attention if that smoke doesn't cut him off, but there's only 2. I'll probably be towards jungle and stairs, and that is the common setup. So x6tence going for the A play. Android going to be spotting that Palace with Def, so it's a 2-man setup here, and there's the peak coming through. Def and Ye both finding one, but they know Ye's under here, and they can try and catch him out, but unfortunately, the push through the smoke is so well timed. Shazam coming in with a double himself, and just like that, compLexity find a pistol round. Shazam looking very happy about that.
Yeah, you could just see how, basically with the setup that x6tence bought, they wanted to do an execute with smokes and flashes, but the flash timing doesn't end up working out whatsoever. The CT guy doesn't get flashed, the guy close doesn't get flashed. Shazam just rotates in because he gets the information. They're all coming from Palace and ramp, so there's no reason to not run through the smoke, basically. And yeah, that execute doesn't work out. And now we're going to see MP9 top mid.
The compLexity classic, but x6tence have nothing to fight back against it. They got no bomb plant, but regardless, still going for that 3rd round buy with a new loss bonus. I think new is no longer the word I should be using. Android ready for the nade deep in the apartments, and with only Glocks on the other side, I mean, he could just commit to the peak and throw it there. They're not going to be able to kill him at any time soon. As soon as he finds that spot, he can throw it in deep, and there it is. Def already at that top mid position. The Molotov going to keep that player in the corner, and just like that, Def's already found the kill, forcing him out. The nade doing damage up in the apartments as well. And Def, he could cut off this bomb rotate as well. Even if he doesn't get the kills, he's going to hear these players pushing through. Surely they spotted that. They know. But Def is going to be hiding here, and they have no armor. It is like lambs to the slaughter in mid. Only 2 players left up here for x6tence, and still looking like just a formality for them.
Yeah, Def gets 3 frags with the MP9. That's fine. As long as they don't lose any more weapons, this is the perfect round for compLexity. There's no way, 2 ways about it. It's just, that's exactly what they want. x6tence now find himself with their backs against the wall. They're going to have to go for this buy now. They're going to have to get a win right now. If compLexity allowed on 13, forcing them on another eco, I think the game is done in the sense that, yes, x6tence can start a comeback, but at some point, compLexity are just going to get around on individual skill. Yeah. And they only need 3 after that. So they need to step their foot in right now and get something done. If they don't, it's over.
But remember on that first half, I mean, it took 7 rounds for x6tence to even get 1 on the board, despite having double ops in their 2nd buy on round number 5. So with already limitations ensuing in this one, you definitely have to hold this in question. Nork tagged in middle already.
And also something to point out is that it seems like x6tence is showing a lot of respect to complexity. For example, using the top mid flash. That's something that you don't usually throw out unless you're very scared of someone playing aggressive or just having a lot of presence in mid.
Or even that AWP.
Yeah, like there's so many ways to just take mid without using that flash if you're not scared of your position. But if you are and if you're showing them a lot of respect, you always want to throw that flash out. And that's what they're doing right now. And it is the correct choice. But it's also a choice made by a team that seems to be a little bit afraid of who they're playing against, and that's a big problem.
And I don't blame them at this point.
No,
12-5.
It's fair enough, but it's just like it's a dangerous mentality.
This connector play is going to be coming through. It's an A split with the bomb up on ramp, but that's alone. And Ye's already shut down one in the connector. Oh, Def gets caught with his back turn by bottom. Zinken comes in from the top of the stairs as well. That's another player drop. That's the A site opened up in a 3-on-3. Bomb can come down. And it's going to be safe as well. Default plant ensuing as x6tence with the limited utility to try and cut these complexity players out of the bomb site. Shazam has gone pushing through. No fear on this man. He's found two. Zinken's already dead. And just like that, complexity find the retake. What a round from them.
Yeah,
they don't wait a second.
Yeah, this is a problem from x6tence. When they go back and look at the demo review, they have a 3v3 post plant and they push positions in order of just instead of just taking post plant positions at ramp or in apartments or on the site, they try and go aggressively and push the issue, and that's not the right choice here.
Well, not even that, though, but just the pace that complexity pushed in through the smokes. I mean, like, of course, I agree. x6tence definitely should have taken post plants there, but you could not be expecting that kind of early push the second the bomb goes down from complexity. I mean, maybe with the way this game is going.
Yeah, exactly. That was what I was about to say. Like, right now, the way that complexity are playing, they should be able to like have some kind of understanding that they're just going to play this aggressively, and every single time we want to push the issue, they're going to be there. But that's very easy to say from our position. I've been in the coach position. I am in the coach position. It's much harder to call when you're on the side.
Well, yeah, you get called out this round. It will be Def on top of the palace. He finds two for his troubles. Make that a third. Bomb dropped as well. That is huge from Def. That has made this round doable for complexity despite them losing that first man on the A bomb site. But x6tence, not done just yet. They've got only one flashbang to try and get themselves through, and that bomb is yet to be retrieved. Shazam doesn't have the angle, but he finally finds it as they flash their way through. Blotsky getting picked up, and Barbar, he only knows one position of an enemy, so he's going to want to try and take that frag. He's going to want to get this AWP out of the picture while he can, but it's just not happening. Shazam, couple of kills in that one, locking down the site again, and he has just come to life in the second half.
It's so hard playing against a really good AWPer when you don't have any smokes and you want to go into a site, because in that situation, like, you always have to give away one frag, and then it's what going to be a 1v3, 1v4, you're never going to win that anyway. It's so hard if you're playing against a really good team and you lack the utility to do what you want, which is basically what they're doing right now, because they're running out of time, they're running out of money, so you don't have the perfect execute. Ye is going to counter this top mid smoke completely.
Ooh, are they ready for it? Oh, he gives away his position. The Molotov's already crossed towards the top boxes, but that's going to fade by the time they're out through mid. Shazam holding the edge of the smoke, and he might get one as well because they're looking easy to push on through. They're still staying on that catwalk, and Shazam, quick scope back in. They won't be ready for it. x6tence do get that mid-control for just a modicum of a moment before Shazam takes the frag at the end of the day. Ye moving back in as well to pressure from a different position, but over the top of the smoke, he finds nothing. He fakes the run back. I like that. Flashback back in. He goes for the peek, but he doesn't watch that right angle. Luckily enough, they don't find the kill. This Molotov needs to get him out of position because they are keeping him in the corner. Barbar not able to get that frag, and that needed to come through. Finally, Zinken does get it instead. And Shazam has to give up the window room. The long flank comes in from Def, but a spray missed gives Zinken another opportunity. x6tence back in this round.
Had such a sick angle on that one. Very unfortunate. I'm not exactly sure why he lost that duel or how he did, but that could have changed the entire round. Stanislaw now in a 1v4, and x6tence will have a chance of getting number 6 on the board. A very likely chance, to say the least.
You'd like to think.
Yeah.
He's got the kit, but I mean, unless they all exited short
there is
or
absolutely no way that he should be able to do this, and he won't.
He's sticking around, Risk. Well, that's all I'm saying. Every round is winnable.
He wants exit frags.
Don't kill your teammate.
Because actually, technically, they can drop, so it's fine. He should go for exit frags. They have 7 on Android, so he can drop for Ye, so it's okay.
Well, he's not going to find too much for now. The exiting from short. This is the only danger, right? If they exited a little earlier, Stan could have heard those footsteps and pushed in through the B apartments. But by this point, it's already gone. Yeah. It's already ticked. So round going to be over. x6tence do pick up that post plant without a casualty. Only Naught going down earlier in the round, but That's not a big worry for them. We still have that rebuy coming through for compLexity, who have just dominated the start of the CT side with 4 rounds in a row straight off the bat. But will they be able to find the reset that might cripple the economy of existence up on 15?
That frag from sinking onto Def top mid on the flank, that decided the round. The second that they countered that push, they had it locked down.
Especially when you see a deep push like that, it's common compLexity have already rotated players off of a certain bomb site to try and counter where that push is coming through, so Existence can just push into the assumed empty bomb site. But for now, they're going just straight up into A with no smokes. They're just creeping out through the ramp. The smokes actually do come in a little later. Shazam catches one before they bloom, and that's a big error from bottom to peek in before it comes up on the stairs. Existence do get that CT spawn, which is a bit of a hassle for them on the CT side, but that nade right onto the bomb plant are just avoiding. Existence a man down, and the deep smoke will keep Ye out of control for now, but when that fades, this double retake from the CT spawn can come through.
Also, Ye doesn't have any flashbang, so he can't go through this smoke on his own.
He can just lurk. He can just wait for his team to come through connector first. I mean, they're going to make all the noise here. They're going to draw all the attention, but Ye has already been found. It is a deep CT push here from Existence, and they've still got 3 players here. This is taking away for compLexity, and they do have a kit on Shazam, but that's the only man with it on his back. Android's just going to jump on the bomb, and it's not going to happen. Existence double peeking him from both ramp and spawn, and there's a lot of damage across this team, but they still get away with a round.
Very nice mid-round read or post-plant read from Existence that just pushing into CT and holding that position is the correct choice with the rotations coming in. Nice to see that they're able to read the game while it happens. That's something that can be very, very stressful, and for a lot of teams rotating in or coming in from that like top 40, top 50 to the top 30, doing that against top tier teams can be incredibly stressful. So that they have enough energy to kind of read that mid-game or mid-round is really nice. Now, an eco, as one would expect, around 2K on everyone, which would mean that okay, nice from sinking, which would mean that we're probably not going to get an off on the CT side here unless they go glass cannon for the next round.
Well, your wishes have come true, Risk. Barbar top of the scoreboard right now for his team.
That's what I want.
I think Zink can just stole it away with those 2 kills, but prior to that at least.
Now I just want to plant for connector on that A bomb side and the good old smoke come in and Barbar just spam that, get 3 kills. It'll be all like 2016, boys.
Well, I don't think there's going to be any more kills for him to grab in this round. plopsky is on a tear up into connector. Needs to worry about the Palace, as there is a Deagle here, but Def, he had to hit that opening shot if he wanted too much of a chance. Now they know where he is, so Barbar can finish off the job. Not through a smoke, but at least he finds a kill. And that'll be another round on this T side for Existence. They're not done just yet, Risk. You do have to remember, this is still 14-8.
Yeah, it's getting close to the 10 rounds that mentally are very hard to come across, either if you're the team coming back into the game or the team who are in the lead and have been dominating for the entire game. When you get to like that 14-10, when you get that double digits on the team that's coming back, that just changes the game mentally. But Android, he wants to push.
Yeah, there's 2 players here going super aggressive, and with the Molotovs being thrown out, he knows these players don't have their guns out, but plopsky, he doesn't need a teammate. A kill through the body of Android and into the head of Shazam. That's going to put Existence in the man advantage after all, so that's a bit of a blunder for compLexity.
I like the way that they played after getting the initial double kills. Everyone just rotates back and just holds defensive positions. Yeah. Want people to push their crosshair because they know compLexity right now are going to make the call. We're 1 man down. Someone make a play, someone go aggressive. And they're saying, yes, you can do that. Make all the plays you want. We're going to hold our angles very defensively. Please run into my crosshair.
Or sneak in. And that's exactly what 1 man did up in the Palace. Caught out by the AWP. It's actually a long
But it's been called out.
B.
Surely it's been called out that he left this open.
Ooh. Yeah. That's a big frag. I mean, even if Stan gets that kill, the information is enough for Existence to rally onto that A bomb site that they've already done. Barbar's pushed into the window room. Def keeps things alive for now for compLexity, but it's not really going to be a retake when he's on the other side of the map, and that bomb plant does come through. Still 2 Molotovs left for the post plant. Pretty much an undoable clutch for Def, considering how far away he was, and he's having to creep all the way through connector. He's looking, because again, there's always that chance that 1 player overfaces and gives him a kill, and that might actually happen after all. plopsky walks into it, but Def not going to go for any further frags. He's going to fall back, and already with a man on that B site, hearing these footsteps, the information that Def is saving has been telegraphed to his teammate.
Without a kit, there's no chance, so it's a fair choice that he goes for this. Like, this round basically gets decided by plopsky getting that double kill in mid, where he I'm not sure if he spray transfers or just like locks it down on 2 players.
I think they line up.
Yeah, and then the mid-round call to just play defensive after getting that 1-man advantage. Those 2 things decide this round completely.
Nice to see the fundamentals at least being shown here for Existence. They are not rolling over and taking a quick loss like it looked for a second in the first half. That could have been possible.
They just line up. Yeah, that's perfect.
It was 9-2 at one point. Remember that risk. So this is a bit of a comeback.
Yeah, I would say, and now they're going to have the very low investment round. Only a couple of Desert Eagles and x6tence coming in from compLexity apart from the saved AK. So another chance to go 1 more up, and then they're going to hit that 10 that I was talking about, that 14-10. And then we're going to have the buy. The buy in the next round is going to be super important. If Existence gets it, then this is on. Like, this comeback is fully on. If they get demolished, then that's pretty much the game done.
But you have to remember, with Existence having such a strong T-side in these final past 4 rounds, they've actually built up quite a bit of a bank to play with in the long run. They've got 10K up on Nork, the AWP player. Plopsky finding another entry. This man has been great on opening kills as well. He's been finding a lot here for the team in this second half.
Young talent. One of those that all Swedish teams keep their eye on in the upper echelon. Yay. Ready with a Desert Eagle, but Plopsky will take Stanislaw. Ooh. It's going to be a 3v1. Yay with an AK-47, 2 kills. And they're probably going to be happy with this.
And a dangerous decision for Bottom to jump out onto the A site after his teammate died in the Palace. He goes for a solo bomb plant, and it's closed off. That's the danger there. His teammates are so far away. Luckily, Ye was tagged up from one of his fights in the connector earlier on in the round, so he's not going to go for this one, but there's always that little moment where you're a bit concerned.
But still, like, yes, they have the saved AK, of course, but getting out with 2 kills and an AK into the next round is a fine situation for compLexity. Because this is not the round that this was all about anyway. If they won this, that would have been great, but they weren't counting on it. This next buy coming in is the important one. And they have an AK now. Just gives them a tiny extra advantage. They're going to have an AWP as well. And full utility.
Yeah, and that's a big round for Ye to pull back some confidence as well. He's currently having a bit of a rough game, bottom of the server right now. And, you know, that wasn't a problem at 14-5, but as this game starts to get closer and as we hit that 10-round mark for Existence, we need everyone on compLexity to step up. We can't afford to have them giving away this opening game in a matchup that they desperately need to win. They desperately should be winning this. So 14-10 here, the buy for both teams. The AWP doubled here for compLexity.
Lots of utility, apart from Shazam, but Stan makes the first frag and can get even more.
Oh, he spots another player. He did drop the AWP early on, and while Barbar has retrieved that off the body of Nork, that's a big kill to find.
And they're going to push A ramp aggressively, but the terrace presence on Ace and Palace. Actually, they're not going to push it. They're just going to hold angles, which is kind of weird.
Well, Existence right now, they could throw smokes up into the B and try and throw in a bit of a fake and then split back that underpass position, but instead they just fall out of B apps. They might still go for mid after all, but compLexity have such a strong setup on this A bomb site. The key is having close ramp players, right? Because Existence, when they come out of this Palace, they are not expecting, especially after they kill Ye, they're not expecting that second player down on ramp. So Def is going to be in an extremely strong position with no one to kill him on ramp.
After getting that opening frag from Stan, very content with just sitting back and holding their angles, not chasing anything. Let's see if it's going to work out. It's always the 50-50 call when you're one man up on CT side if you want to push somewhere in a refrag position, want to get that 4v3.
But 30 seconds left, Riz. That connector push finally starting to come in. The ramp presence has been made clear, but are Existence ready for the second man is still the question at hand.
So much utility on the T side right now.
I think Shazam, did he just spot the players in connector? He did. He's got the information, and now the push coming out from Palace. This A site is going to be crumbling, but Def is in the back line, and he's looking to rebuild the round for compLexity. Another frag to drop one player. The bomb picked back up, but Def has dropped that with 5 seconds remaining. He's won the round. Shazam even coming in from the back lines. He's actually the man to drop the bomb instead. Big round from him as well. I mean, as we said, never expected Def's position after they killed Ye. And just like that, we have compLexity bordering a victory here on Mirage. Map and match point here for this opening game.
What an important round to step up in as well. Like, this was the key round. If Existence took this, the comeback was going to be on, but compLexity just put their foot down and say, yes, okay, you can have your 10 rounds and it's going to be all fine and dandy. You can be maybe happy about coming back into the game. but you're not going to have any shot at the victory.
Well, we need something here. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And, well, they won 5 rounds in a row prior to this. They finally lost one, and that's when this could just tip off of the edge here from x6tence.
I want to see x6tence go for that B explosion that we saw compLexity go for. The double smoke towards short, the smoke towards market window, and then just flash timing into the side. Just brute force your way and take those duels.
Ooh. Now, this is a good push from Def, but the problem is he's peeking that angle close, and oh, that's awkward. Button walks in fast, and he's going to get the frag at least, so opens up for x6tence.
Oh, they're just going to go straight for 2 duels. Android is going to be pushed back. The bomb is still rotating towards the B bomb site, but are they actually going to get in? No, surely not. Android is going to hold this.
Yeah, and the AWP's there as well. That's not a gun you want chasing down this next frag. So Android actually walks into it, giving Nork a kill, but this push up at the underpass with the AWP cutting off the bomb could have won compLexity the round. The problem is that bomb is relocating. That bomb is rotating back on A, because in the CT spawn, Bottom is pushed and he's gotten all the information. Molotov forcing the peek from Nork, and he tries to get one before he is eventually burnt to a crisp. But Ye gets that kill instead, and now, well, now the A site's under the control of x6tence. And compLexity, they've surely got to realize it.
There is a Molotov on Plopsky as well, or on Button as well, potentially for the post plant. Let's see if he wants to lock down CT or something. Flash timing coming in. They want to play aggressive. They know that 2v3, they have to take a chance. And they do. Doesn't get anything from it. Push can come either from connector, jungle, or here, ramp.
Warpup Ram. Bit of an off position here for that weapon, and Plopsky's caught from above. Bottom has to trade, but there's 2 men up close, and Ye's going to finish it off. compLexity take the victory here on Mirage, 16-10. That'll be their opening game 1. It got a little bit tight towards the end of that matchup with x6tence finding 5 rounds on the T side, but that is not going to be enough for a victory here in Jönköping Risk. compLexity do reign supreme.
Definitely. As we expected, the favorites take the win, but x6tence, they showed that they could do more with a nice little comeback in the middle of that game. And also we did see Plopsky, the young talent, who saw his level. Like, this is coming out of the game losing, of course, but still with a 1970 scoreline, 90 ADR, having a really, really nice game. So Plopsky, very nicely done by him.
And Shazam and Def as well. That was a devastating duo on the side of compLexity, especially on that second half, right? We had Shazam a little bit slow early on. He was missing some of the AWP duels on the T side, or wasn't really getting the opportunity to fight the AWPs that were always saving. But once we flipped over to that CT side, we just saw Shazam absolutely go off, and that's what we like to see as well. It's always
definitely. Definitely. compLexity now warmed up and ready to go. They're going to be facing up the other winner from the initial game in their group, which is definitely going to be a barn burner of a game. Very excited for that one, watching that later on. But for now, we're going to throw it over to the analyst desk to see what they have to say about this game.
You know, I think it started to look a little bit scary there for compLexity, but ultimately they were ready and able to rein that one in and do find the victory in the opening matchup here of the DreamHack Open. And, well, guys, it was a little bit scary for them there in the short time, at least.
I would say so. I would say it was compLexity showing that they were the better team. They had more experience. They were round per round, player for player. They're just better. As the casters also said, the same was deadly. Death was deadly as well. The one thing I didn't like from compLexity was the fact that we didn't get to see Ye play one of his games. I feel he's the type of player that would thrive well in a game like this, where you face some rather unknown guys. You face some guys who haven't played too much on lane. That's a game where he should be farming confidence, because I need Ye to be good for this compLexity lineup. He was the catalyst at the major for them to play so well. So he's not having the tournament as his life here. I'm having a hard time to see how they can proceed further from a 3rd to 4th place at a tournament like this.
I would kind of say that Ye really didn't get an opportunity to do much because Def and Stan were kind of farming the entire game altogether. So yeah, I really wouldn't want to reach too much into it right now, but overall, all things considered, it was kind of an expected scoreline. Got a little close, a little bit of fight being shown by x6tence at the end there, so they can take away something pretty decent from this.
Now, I don't want to say that it's the first time I've been wrong, because it's not. And likely it's not the last time I'll be wrong.
Definitely not the last.
But as the predictions reign true, you guys have put a tally mark next to your name, and Jacob and Blair, I was wrong in my prediction. But I do still think that there's a little bit of promise here to show from these guys. And perhaps what was a slow start, and perhaps what was an initial start overall as a team within the LAN environment.
Yeah, I mean, we got to see compLexity do some great stuff. Posting 90.9 ADR is not too bad in a matchup like this. compLexity are by no means
for 16-year-old
on stage. I mean, that's what I love to see. Tournaments like DreamHack Winter, tournament like the Open Circuit in general. We get to see some of the new talent. We get to see some of the stars for tomorrow. And I'm not saying he's going to be the star of tomorrow. I'm not saying that he's going to be the next Swedish hope, but he's definitely showing some great signs already now, and that's a cool thing to see.
Well, we've got an American star. He's not the Swedish star that is the AZK, all that. Anyway, look, we got Shazam on the line. Let's go ahead and bring him in. Hey, Shaz, congratulations on the opening victory here. Did it get a little scary there?
Thank you. I don't know about scary. I think we just got sloppy and they took advantage of it, but didn't feel like anyone was worried at all.
Yeah, quick question would be on their CD side. You guys seem to have the number for a majority of the rounds, like especially the B-bomb side was getting abused time and time again. Did you kind of figure out that they seem a little lost on the CD side?
Yeah, we kind of recognized that they were playing heavy towards mid and A, and their cat guy was leaving the B guy isolated, so we pretty much abused it. And it worked out for the most part. We gave up a few rounds at the end there. I think it was just by like misplays, but otherwise it was a pretty good tee-off.
Moving away from the game and talking more compLexity and more you guys, it's not a secret you haven't had the best time as of lately. Do you have any special goals coming into the tournament? Is there anything in particular you're focusing on?
Yeah, we're looking to recover from DreamHack Atlanta. We felt like we were in a position to maybe make the finals or win that tournament, and it was a disappointment even being top 4. So this is kind of like our last opportunity for the year to really do that. So we're prepared and making the best out of it.
What exactly goes on when you guys are at home? Because I know that every player now is kind of coveting the off time that you have, considering the circuit that we have. What exactly are you guys doing behind the scenes to kind of elevate yourselves and step away and try to find the identity that's compLexity?
I think our weakest point has been our map pool, for sure. So we've been taking this free time we have to really work on our other maps and just be more comfortable on them, and so we can play best of 3s, because teams have just been abusing us in the veto. So hopefully it works out here.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it from my end.
You guys cool over here?
I'm cool,
man.
I'm cool, man.
Shaz. Look, man, I know it's cold outside, and you guys are trying to stay as warm as possible, and I do believe that's all we're going to have for you here in the opening matchup. I know that it's going to be a long road for you, but I have no doubt that the American superstars that you are, you'll figure it all out, huh?
Sounds good. Thank you.
See you, man. Well, guys, anything we can use to wrap up there before we get into our next game?
I think it was a good showing overall, right? Apart from, of course, Existence. I think it was good for both teams to a certain degree. Existence showing some fight. Despite looking really lost on the CD side, they managed to show something on their T side, so that was pretty decently impressive. compLexity, yeah, I don't think they're going to be too worried about giving away a few rounds here and there. They'll look like in complete control of the game. So all things considered, even though Existence did lose the game, I think they're both going to be kind of happy with the way that played out.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great warm-up for compLexity, and as you said, the Existence guys, they're going to have a best of 3 tomorrow in a losers match, and that's where they need to show how much depth that this squad has and what they're actually made of.
How much depth, some might even say. I see what you said there. But yeah, it's going to be a long road for those guys, and ultimately it will be one of bouncing back, as this was their opening matchup here. Probably a few jitters, probably wanted to shake that off a little bit, sort of like you can shake off the idea of missing any of the action of your favorite esports tournaments by grabbing the Strafe Esports app. As it does provide a broad esport experience on mobile. Head over to your Apple Store or over to the Google Play Store and download the app right about now. In case you don't know how to spell, it's right there. It's that easy. I painted you a clear picture. Can't paint you any better one than that. But what I can tell you is we do have another best of 1 coming your way, and it's going to be Optic versus Bravado. And we're going to see if the Danes can make it rain around here in Jönköping. We're going to be going to a quick break. We come back with another best of 1.